All right, Chronicles of Elyria has raised 7.7 million from gamers to date. Now, people that aren't aware of what Chronicles of Elyria is, very similar in terms of Star Citizen, in terms of like getting backer money, getting fans to raise the money for this game. This has been on my radar for about a year and a half, 2 years. I like what it's trying to be. It doesn't have nearly the support the Star Citizen has, and I keep seeing these wonderful screenshots, you know. And today when I was researching this, they're talking about, you know, the amount of money that they just recently raised, which was $780,000 recently from a promotion that they ran, which is pretty successful. But the interesting thing is when I went to look at the video that they posted here on their official YouTube page, I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'm not in the know, but I noticed here when I play this video, they're showing off the sounds in the pre-alpha footage. You know, the music, and then but then they put in the gameplay, and the gameplay looked really basic. Let's see here. There we go. So, you know, this is what they're showing for gameplay in alpha phase of excuse me. Oh, hey man, I can't even talk because of that last video. I was laughing so hard. In Chronicles of Elyria. So, but what's interesting to me is that, you know, if you go to their YouTube page, you can see instances of graphics that are much better than what they're showing. Like 2 years ago, they showed this off. Okay. So this was 2 years ago. See, this is what scares me about fan-funded games. Like, this is the footage they're showing from 2 years ago. Yes, Bob. It killed me, dude. So, you know, they're showing this, and this might be a mode that they have perfected. So you know, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I haven't been following this as closely, so I might not know a piece of information here because I have not been following this as closely as other games. But this is an interesting mode. They have like a jousting mode, which looks really interesting. So the graphics look pretty flushed out here 2 years ago, which, I mean, that looks fantastic to me. I love that they have this. I've watched some of the development on Chronicles of Elyria. But when I go to like this video here, 2 years later, and I'm seeing this, something isn't clicking for me. And maybe, like I said, maybe I'm just not aware. You know, like I said, I have not been following this closely. They're showing off sounds here in their pre-alpha footage. But this, 2 years later, this is the most recent. This is the most recent video where they're showing, you know, perhaps this is a different mode of gameplay. Perhaps this is like their map mode. They're basically just showing off their sounds. We got grass clipping, and this is very rough footage from Chronicles of Elyria that's raised $7.7 million. There are a lot of people looking forward to this game. There are a lot of people that are backing this. It does have that WoW feel. Like, this has a very WoW Sea of Thieves feel. Absolutely, Crom. But the graphics are very bare bone. And then when I see this, and this is 2 years old, and I see this. Okay, yeah, so that's what I thought. Donnie's saying, I think they're showing a rough version of an open world mode kind of thing. Right, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, I'm feeling like the jousting mode is separate from the other mode that they're showing us. Or maybe there's like a complete redesign. Something of that nature, like Bobby's saying. I'm not quite sure exactly what's going on, but I'm following this semi-closely. It's something that interests me. They've got a lot of really cool features in Chronicles of Elyria that they plan on putting in the game that make me feel like it could be, you know, something worth getting into. I've not bought a package yet with them. You can buy your own land. But it's something that's on my radar because I'm very much into the sci-fi realm, and I'm very much into kind of like the old school kind of WoW feels. So I don't know, though. They're just showing off sounds here. Look pretty rough. And they don't explain it. Like, they don't explain it. I wish there was a little bit more explanation into this. I looked at a few videos in the past. So maybe if you guys are interested in this, maybe I'll start putting some Chronicles of Elyria content on the channel, only because, you know, to me, I think, you know, with WoW being reintroduced and me not really being happy with Blizzard right now, I think this is a good alternative for people. And, you know, I really want to see fan-funded games make it. You know, there's a lot of, like, you know, negative press on fan-funded games, but I really think that if like Star Citizen being a prime example, if Star Citizen can pull this off and get to the end of this project and give us a finished product, then it's a good example moving forward for other companies that don't have to worry about publishers, which gives, you know, the producers an edge because they have time to create a game that the fan base wants rather than what the publishers want. So yeah, the current graphics right now, Crom says he doesn't bother him if the gameplay is on point. I'll be all over it. So he, you know, Crom's down for the kind of World of War kind of feel. But, you know, even the banner up top where you're seeing the city being more finished, the water effects being more finished. This is something that, like, I think what you're gonna find is like you're gonna get back to the roots of these types of graphics. And you're going to see this much more detailed. This is absolutely, like, it seems like a first run here. So I would imagine you're going to see, like, a lot of the details being flushed out that we're seeing very rough right here. So I'm going to kind of follow this a little bit more, and I might put the Chronicles of Elyria content on the channel and discuss a little bit more about, you know, the different classes that you can pick. And, you know, it kind of, like, what it wants to be. Looks interesting. What's up, Anar? How you doing, bro? Good to see you on stream, man. So 7.7 million collected right now. Chronicles of Elyria. I think we're into the 3rd year, I want to say. I'm not quite sure about that. Don't quote me on that. But we've had a couple years of development on Chronicles of Elyria. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting to me.